Makes me a very, very happy caster. So as expected, you're going to have Resolution in the middle lane as the Magnus going up against Dendi's Puck. This will leave the safe lane, which is going to be the Silence Gyrocopter. So far they've used Wisp to make sure that the Legion Commander can get the early wards down into the Radiant jungle. He's on the off lane. Solo could actually stay with him and let Always on a Fly go up on the top lane and run a dual lane. This is a potential.
He will be going top. He just helped to
that's
move
the only
faster,
reason?
pretty much, yes.
Because the only reason why Flag would be different is because of this area here, the ancient area. It's amazing how easily you can kite that kind of stuff and just start stacking for him. And they will have clearance because they have the Gyrocopter and of course the Magnets in power for the buff up.
Yeah, it is nice to stack it, but it takes a long time to actually kill it. The Gyro can only hit them 6 times, and he will not have the damage for a very long time. So they will stack for sure, but just not in the beginning.
Okay. Well, the remainder of our lanes is our offlaner who, for some reason, we don't get the proper name over on our Earthshaker.
The battle begins.
But that should actually be FNG. Funnick will be the off-lane faceless Void, and then that leaves Horvorst to go down here with Vanskor. Horvorst is already going to be grabbing up his first rune, so it'll be the illusion for him. He'll be the Razor on the safe lane, and he's babysat by that Vengeful Spirit. So.
But you notice how he waits before he picks up this illusion bottom? This is wasting his time because he needs to get to the bottom lane and block the wave. Otherwise, the lane will be too pushed.
But he does have the Vengeful Spirit down here to do that for him.
No, you can't block alone, not on Radiant. It's too hard, especially with a hero that doesn't have like more than 300 and probably 310. They just move too fast and they just walk past you.
Alright, looks like we're good to go again. I don't know if you feel that pulse every single time.
It's not an earthquake, it's fine.
This is the reason too why we will not be hovering over the Roshan pit when they're killing off Roshan, because the speakers in here, you feel every bit of bass. Alright, so into the lanes we go and we'll see who's able to get the upper hand. It's going to be a fun lane in the mid. As far as like Resolution going up against Dendi, you see what he does too. Like he levels up Phase Shift from the first level. He doesn't want to take any of the harassment the Resolution's going to be dishing out.
Yeah.
But once he's got the orb, he's going to try and pummel it all back into Resolution anyway. The Resolution's not even aiming for him then. That's two shockwaves he's already triggered in the mid. Just trying to find CS to get his bottle.
I noticed something nice on the bottom lane. Wisp has been tethering the range speed in the first wave to make sure that it will be in front. Then even Terrazzo had an illusion to block and hold the Talon in place, so his wave comes closer and the Talon doesn't tank. It didn't work out. Tether was fast.
Not quite sure why Dendi was overstaying his welcome there. Resolution got a couple of extra hits into him. While Fissure, well, there will be a block right now from FNG, holding Yoki here on the bottom lane. Vanskor, he's got to follow up some. The tether will be there from Solo, but they try and chain it out as much as they possibly can. But the 2 supports are not enough to bring down a call like a Legion Commander, especially when he has Wisp support.
499 MS. That's how much Legion had. It's near haste.
Should also flag to the Wisp, went for a bottle rush. This is only like all capable in the mid lane. Dendi having another crack at Resolution, but you're only really capable of doing this kind of like double bottle rush when you have the new rune set. Yes. Oh, Funnick, he's gonna leap away. He's okay. But they're definitely trying to force the issue. It's amazing how far up Na'Vi is getting in Empire's face.
This is a setback for Resolution as well. Jacob came and he's on the Magnus out, but there's no run for him to take. And then eventually securing bottom run, there's not an option for Magnus either. There's no flying courier, so bottle courier takes time.
Yeah. Having a regeneration rune for Solo, he's happy when he takes that damage from the Razor. He'll bring that Legion Commander directly up to full health again. But Horvorst so far, he is 11 for 2 on this safe lane, but the Legion Commander is pretty much neck and neck with him. Even in the middle lane, actually Resolution, if you check out the CS there, it's 11-9 up against 4-0. Resolution is getting nothing up against Dendi. But the safe lane is still farming up very nicely for Team Empire, while you got a Faceless Void who's 0 for 0 as far as CS goes. So it all balances out in the end.
It's still the Shaker though that had quite a huge impact on the mid lane, but him being there gives Legion farm, like we can see.
Yep. But where does this really go? Okay, so you got Legion Commander farming up on the bottom lane. What is the Legion's purpose in this game? Like, what is she meant to be really doing up against Na'Vi?
Well, he needs to buy a blink, and then he just needs to find kills, basically. He finds solo people to ult them and then they port into this.
They're going to try and hold him down here. Yoki, he's out of trees. He can't cut himself any deeper. The stun's already been used and now he tries to turn. You're right about that heal over on the Legion Commander, but will it be enough? The magic missile, there's not enough mana. He's short by 5. Solo, though, he can take a lot of damage. It's 56 stolen damage, and the fissure from the Earthshaker will allow Na'Vi to spill first blood on the bottom lane. They had so much survivability, but it just wasn't enough.
Yes. They need to go for the Wisp though. I suppose now they realize it when they notice.
Well, when you get one attack from Havors and he takes away half the life of the Wisp, yep. But the problem is I don't think they could reach the Wisp. Like, the fissure cut the battle pretty nicely.
Oh,
Funnick.
They can, but
Funnick, he could actually get sold up. I always want to fly, leap away to safety. 10 life points, there's a last attack, 6 charges up. He will survive on the top lane, but always want to fly. He knew how far he could push it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, he didn't actually have enough mana pool to actually use the seal as well.
This is a bit weird though. If you look on Funnick, he has 2 points on backtrack and 1 in 10-1. You usually see people getting at least 1 point in bash, especially when you face a dual lane and a weak super like Sky. You could potentially just walk up to him and bash him and kill him just because of that.
Maybe just a little bit more, well, just defensive focus. Like the only instruction given to him by the rest of his team is do not die.
Don't die.
that's the key to not losing your off lane. You should know all about that one. Off lane professional.
That's true.
We get ourselves another quick pause here by Team Empire.
I think it's also about time for this Wisp to actually go and stack for Magnus, I think. Magnus is having a very rough time.
But if Wisp leaves the Legion Commander, it's not like the last, like the older version of the map where the Ancients were so close and you could just tether yourself across the tree line if Legion Commander got back in range of her own tower. Like, now you've got to walk yourself basically a mile away to do the stack and then try and come back.
Yeah, but I don't think he needs to lane anymore. I don't think him being here will make too much of a difference if they get Fissure block. For us, their damage is just keeps increasing, you know, to a point where you can tank it anymore.
For me, I actually look at the Wisp as not even, like, he's here to try and make sure all solo. The Fissure's already been done, the Plasma Field's not enough damage, and in fact, you use the heal from Legion Commander to buff up both the Wisp as well as himself, and they can try and turn here. There is the overwhelming odds, and Yoki, damn, he moves so quickly in here, and with no Fissure mana available, they couldn't have actually stopped him from chasing, but at the same time, they just don't have enough follow-up damage to keep going. They have a lot of survivability, but no damage.
Oh, Dire spotted Dendi going.
Having a peek up towards the top lane, but Silence got face boots, catching him out of position is going to be difficult.
He's giving it up with a courier. It's smart that he tried to go into jungle and try to go there. Then he gave it up with a courier.
The diving bottom lane going on range, and the Dream Call there comes in from Dendi. He will get silenced, but the Dream Call's already done this work. He called out the Wisp, but now always on a fly will also die, giving over 28 points to Razor. And Yoki retreating out. Dendi trying to get in front for the body block, but he won't be able to reach him properly. But it's still 3-0 in favor of Na'Vi.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake though. If they took a look at this puck and saw they have a port, they should know you can dive against
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And this is going to cost him pretty heavily. A lot of gold, a lot of experience, but still it is buying a lot of space for Silent on the top lane to continue his farm as that Gyrocopter.
He's farming very well.
We expect nothing else from a Gyrocopter Silent. It is one of his signature heroes. But this Earthshaker now is actually getting some space in middle lane while Dendi was away. And much needed space too. This is going to give that Earthshaker, I'm not going to say it's going to give him a Blink Dagger. Okay. Can you make, yeah, I would like to also make it a little bit lower as well, as it's bloody loud in my ears. Oh. That's actually controlled by the mixing desk at the back. I can modify it here, but I won't do it without instructions from the desk. So, requests to backstage, please lower Dota 2 sounds. Relax, come with me. Relax. Alright, so hopefully they can modify that one. If they haven't made it lower and he throws out a fissure and it's still very, very loud, I will change it here. Alright, there we go. I'm not feeling a vibration through my crutch as we change the pause, so I think we're good to go. Yeah, there we go. We've changed the sound so we're not crapping ourselves. Sorry, 3-0. And we go 6 minutes in, restarting our game, and back to the grind. Which isn't that much of a grind, actually. I was wondering what we would even get from this game. Like, would we be seeing mass amounts of kills? But so far, everyone's just like, make sure we win our laning phase, and that's all. Don't risk too much.
But I think it has to be a passive early game. Empire needs to wait for double blank. Legion and Magnus, they need blinks before they can do stuff.
Yep.
Then Navi needs Void to get Chrono and then try to set up.
So was it a really great idea from Team Empire to go like a 3-man dive under a tier 1 tower in the bottom lane if they should be waiting for their blinks?
No, I don't think they should. I think it's very unnecessary. They just need to secure farm and make sure there's something to rely on if they can farm such stacks.
Vanscore, always on a fly, sorry, is trying to move himself into position here. Vanscore's looking towards the bottom lane. Yoki, well, the Wisp is close by though, so getting a kill on the Legion Commander will be very, very difficult for them.
I don't think it can happen. He has 8 charges in the Magic Seekers, plus Wisp and Fetch and Strength.
Instead, they just try and find a bit more of an opening. Dendi just lit up the orb, so Resolution didn't actually take damage from that. They would have been allowed to help out this maneuver a little bit more, but Resolution is just getting the hell out of dodge. He's going all the way back to base, in fact. That's just really bad timing for Navi.
But I think this is where Dendi wants to pay attention to top lane, and then they can do a Chrono into pop port, and they can just kill this arrow.
They find somebody else. It's always going to fly. The Future goes again, the Wave of Terror, and then with the Observer Ward, they're always going to fly to something, but Solo comes in, keeps him alive, and they'll try and turn around. The seal went on the Earthshaker, but he's got no mana for anything else anyway. The Fissure, now it comes off cooldown in 2 seconds, but there's enough damage from the Legion Commander who rotated us up in. Solo just going to get stunned up because Dendi is on his way in. Dream Coil, he'll trigger. Solo is going to stick around. She gets healed up there by Yoki. But Dendi, with the wave coming into him and the orb damage, he'll phase shifted out. Resolution was considering an RP there, but he got silenced up, and they will finally bring down Dendi. Now in comes Divorce. Always want to fly Vanscore. His range isn't enough, but the Fissure, it will be. 5-2 now on the board. Havor still wants to keep fighting this one, but Team Empire will disengage and say enough is enough for now.
Yeah, they had to bail. But they didn't use the Magnus RP for the Navi kind of used it.
I don't know if that was really Resolution's choice though, because he got, and when that Warning Rift came on him, he couldn't RP then.
Nope.
And I don't think his real intention was to try and chase Dendi up a cliff as well.
I think he could have fallen back and do it on the Razor, but he was greedy, he wanted to kill him back. I think if Razor gets RP, then they all walk away, and they don't have to lose Sky and Wisp.
Panic leaving himself away. We should flag the fact too that he has Chronosphere now. We do have to keep in mind that his ulti could catch out Silent if he goes a little bit too deep. We need just a little bit of help, and I think that's what Funnick is trying to do. So Chrono's up, there's support coming in, there's the Vengeful Spear on the way. They waited for the Fissure to make sure Silent was held here with the call down. It's going to do a little bit of chip damage. Funnick will be able to survive. They all get out of the second hit from the call down. But it goes 6-2 now.
Absolutely no chance to get out of there.
Just well positioned. But now he's spending a lot of time rotating around, making the most out of it only being 100 gold for TPs now.
But you know what's the biggest issue though? Even if they have a lane wipe, it doesn't matter because he doesn't see anything. They Chrono and then they port. So what couldn't help him either. He just needs to farm jungle. Now they're getting stacks up.
What are we actually up to? That's a triple stack in fact inside the jungle. So just a quick flat cannon farm could do the work there.
Yep.
Also flying to the fact that Magnus has managed to find 8 levels. This is one of those things where I always kind of feel in the Magnus game, it's not just important to get the RP and a Blink Dagger, obviously that's a critical point for him, but to actually have the higher levels up so you can get the extra points up in Empower and make the rest of your team powerful, because that's where Legion Commander is really going to be a happy chappy. You give her Empower, you give the Gyrocopter Empower as well, and the damage output from Empire is really scaled up a notch.
Terror is a hero that... Well, you could argue that he doesn't get the cleave from Empire, but he has his own cleave already, and he has pretty high base damage, especially when you go for Dash out. You don't your base damage, which gets amped by the Empire.
Yep. The 50% once he's able to get up to level 4 on that Empower. Resolution. Another trap. I don't know if this has really been properly set. Been a lot of time when FNG and Vanscore just walking themselves around the map, but not actually finding anything. They spend a lot of time waiting for something.
But it's good though if they don't show. Then you're always pressured. You don't know where they are, and you're scared that they might be smoke ganging you or something like that.
Dendi, there's no Blink Dagger on him just yet, so a perfect initiation is impossible. But the second they realize that Dendi is not farming up the middle lane, that they've all gone missing, that Empire will fall back. Always going to fly his Solo behind the tier 1 tower, which isn't really the greatest position for him, because it does allow for diving. But Empire don't want to fight this at all. Resolution just comes back towards the middle lane, back to his farming, and just make sure that Na'Vi, they waste a smoke rotation.
Yep, that's exactly
Radiant's
what I
middle
meant though.
tower
They
is
didn't
under
see anything
attack.
for so long, so they just got scared and run.
Actually, a nice little aggressive observer what they left behind. That's actually quite a problem for Team Empire. If any kind of stacks, it's gonna be very visible to Na'Vi what the hell's going on here.
That was a wasted. They tried to go on Yaki, but he just ports out right away. It's actually pretty close to blink. Once he gets that blink, the game becomes more difficult for Na'Vi. They kind of have to group up actually.
They'll actually have both. They'll have both the blinks because you've already got your Legion blink. Like, that's 12 minutes in.
Yeah.
Actually, does she? No, sorry, it's the Mag blink. Yeah, I'm tripping. Legion blink's coming. Mag's got his blink. As Van Score is sitting right on top of a Dire Observer Ward, this will never work. Like, there's no way he can get close enough to Resolution. He might feel it because it is nighttime. So it's possible that he thinks, like, yeah, maybe my vision, like, he can't see me here, but there's so many wards.
I'm curious about how this is going to go when Legion gets his blink as well. Because all Empire wants to do is have Magnus in one lane and Legion in the other. And they just hide in there and wait for pickups. And then Navi's response to it have to be Shaker with Puck and Void sitting behind. But if you think about it, if this Void Chronos, he doesn't have damage to kill anyone. And then Shaker is low levels, so he's not very useful himself either.
Yeah.
And then Puck doesn't have a blink yet.
So it's all up to Razor.
Yeah, like he just needs to not get caught kind of for a while. So I'm assuming they want to go together and try to do like kill towers together or something.
Problem is though, Horse doesn't really look like he wants to go anywhere until he finishes his BKB. Like, he's got drums and treads at the moment, but like it's a no phase with Razor, which instantly makes me think he wants to wait it out a little bit longer. Get the BKB, then
he wants to be
move through.
tankier, that's for sure.
But the problem is, like with a Razor, you get this decision point. You're about to hit like the mid game, and you're like, okay, maybe I go BKB, maybe I can rush an Aghanim Scepter. But unless you get a couple of kills under your belt as a Razor, like, sure, he's got 2-0-3 right now, so that's not a bad result for him. But he wants to get more than that to say, I can actually rush up my Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah. But he's just really worried because he can get RP'd into Pirate Ultimate and then he's not so tanky with the Naganims anymore. But at the same time, you can also get Legion dueled and then BKB doesn't help you. You can BKB, unless you do it before, of course.
So how is Razor meant to fight? Like, he could have the static link. I don't believe that gets disjointed.
No.
Which should be our take away the damage, but the Legion Commander does gain, like, she gains damage at least.
Yeah.
It really does, like, when you break it down that way, it seems like a real rough time for the Razor, no matter how these fights really work out.
It really is, actually. It really is.
Like, the only hope would be is like a double Eye of the Storm, so we get Naganim's Refresher over on the Razor, and Void gets the Chronosphere, and you get the perfect heroes on the edge of the Chrono.
It's actually so hard for him to make a decision right now. Because if you think about it, like at the right time right now, they need to group up and go together when Legion gets blank. So he needs to be more tanky. Aghanim gives him some tankiness, but he can still die to spells.
There should be no problem though fighting at the moment. Like even if you've got drums, strength treads, as well as Noga Club. Like, that's enough tankiness to try and fight in this early stages.
Yeah.
And he's getting his damage by stealing it. So he doesn't need to buy like these big damage dealing items, because he seems to be able to steal at least 60 points of damage every single time he casts off a static link in an engagement. So there's no real problem because they're not focusing him. Like, they're trying to control Dendi, they're trying to control like where the ES and the VS are moving, or potentially a Faceless Void when he arrives too. So you put all of these things together and you're like, okay, well, Vorst, while his hero may not be perfect when you look at them like one-on-one with these heroes, with everything else that Na'Vi has got, they can buy him that space to be like function properly.
Yeah. And I'm worried about funding too. I think he just bought a Midas actually. Flying it to him. But he's still underfarmed in a way.
But that's not too bad. Like that's still a 12-minute minus for an offlaner who, like 3-4 minutes in, didn't have any money.
Hey, it's the power of not dying, right? You don't die, you don't lose gold.
That's true. And he even got a kill.
Yeah, he got a kill as well.
He got the kill when they rotated up towards the top lane. So unfortunately for him, he doesn't have that cam. Or the other cam. he's picked up a hand of Midas and can't use the thing properly. But he can kill off Always Wanna Fly here. This could be even a solo kill if he wanted a Chrono and a commit. But he came and just used the Midas instead.
I honestly thought he would just go for it when he walked all the way there.
It was not as though like like we're looking at a full life point Scarif Mage anyway, and instantly you actually watch the movement. The RP from Resolution, Dendi dodged it with the phase shift. The seal didn't come out fast enough from Always Wanna Fly. Resolution was meant to be their first initiator, but Dendi, not napping. They even smoked so they could walk in close then.
That was huge.
Dire's
He's so
top
close to
tower
his blink.
is
If he
under
died, he would have
attack.
set him back so much.
I just can't believe how Cookie did that. He must have, like, the amount of time you would have to see that would be Mag is sitting on top of me right now. Like, that's the time you've got.
You see the blink, and then you just have to do something.
Very, very
big
quick.
reaction time. Yes.
So now Resolution's gonna be a little bit sad about that one. He's actually headed up towards the top lane, try and farm up against Funnick, who's very, very happy with this kind of matchup. He doesn't care about Shockwave. This is when he's able to move quite freely on the lane, and Dendi, because as you said, like, he didn't get ganked up, he didn't get killed up, which means the Blink Dagger has now arrived 14 minutes in.
Legion is trying to catch this right now. He has a blink as well.
It's gonna be really difficult to do so. Like, the Observer Ward for Funnick is actually the one watching Always Wanna Fly, and he commits the Chronosphere.
This is going to backfire for him. He's gonna get healed.
Well, the orb's coming in from Dendi, maybe not. Always Wanna Fly is gonna go down. The duel will start on Dendi. He's got nowhere to go. The relocate will come in, and our first winner of the game will be the Legion Commander with bonus 10 damage for killing off Dendi.
Oh, I guess I would say it's an even trade though. Just because Dendi bought his blink before, so he didn't lose anything. And then
But you aren't giving away like that was a level 11 puck that ended up going down, and you blew your Chronosphere to try and get that kill.
Yeah, they do get a little bit of extra life.
Yoki getting just harassed by Van Score, nothing
Shaker
more.
goes down to his gyro. I think he didn't realize they were gonna put back to bottom from top lane.
I wasn't looking for it either. Middle lane, there's your leap in. Are they trying to have a crack here? There's no time lock chances coming out here from Funnick. And he does have that thing up at level 4 now.
He was Shaker died, but I don't think he realized they actually ported from bottom to top. He probably thought they're farming jungle or something else.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Was the TP coming in towards the mid lane? It's just Dendi coming back to the lane. I got a feeling they were hoping for a kill on the Legion Commander more than anything else with the Dream Coil. But it's just not going to happen. While bottom lane's actually completely undefended. Funnick's taking forever to get himself down to this bottom lane.
Oh, it's not necessarily pushing it though, so it's okay.
Just the fact that Tier 1 tower taking any kind of chip damage when you're already down at 400 life points is not great.
Now they're starting to stack the instance as well for Silent. It's a good timing because now he gets damage, so we can actually clear it.
He's almost got his BKB done too. Just a recipe away. Dendi, oh, they're seeing two heroes coming in. He wants to wait for the secondary TP. The Fidge has already come. The Tether coming in from Solo as well. RP from Resolution. He's going to pull Van Score back in range for Tier 2 tower. There goes your Dream Call finally. It's only going to be a 1-for-1 trade-off. As Solo able to survive through this, almost taking the stun from the Dream Coil. But Dendi has escaped himself out to the bottom room. Okay, they're really committing.
Oh, they might actually catch him though.
They're gonna go a long, long way. The duel, Yoki, he tried it. He actually started casting it. Now Funnick, he's got the Chronosphere, and they're gonna isolate the Legion Commander. Got a time lock inside the Chrono that gave him the bonus damage, but a relocate save out from Solo. It'll keep him alive, but Na'Vi, look, they're even TPing everyone in. The VS is coming back.
It's a very good relocate. I think they should fight on fire.
Resolution doesn't know how. He doesn't have an RP, and the Plasma Field's already taken away half of the life points. And the Fissure, well, Solo, Yoki getting caught by that. Then he jumps in for the Rift. He's gonna face himself out and then drawn away to take the two, but that's going to want trouble for a force. He's stealing the damage, but there's not enough life points for him to go back in. Only 31 life points he dropped down to. And now Yoki, he gets the duel over on Dendi. The Massive Missile will send him up and they swap him out. The VS will die. Dendi with the orb attack. He's able to pick up one, able to pick up two. Looking for the third on Resolution. Phase shift though. Still on cooldown after using it on the jump in. Funnick, he's hoping for a time lock, but he can't get anything on that Gyrocopter. But he wants Resolution. The Skewer is available, but he'll blink himself down instead. And Silent is going to get back in range of the Tier 1 tower. The Fissure is there, but Silent is too far away for Na'Vi to do anything about it.
Somehow it backfires so hard for Empire. I honestly thought they had that. Na'Vi was down Chrono, Shaker ultimate, and
they were dead on the retreat, and then Denny's orb connected on 5 heroes as they were chasing him.
He got like a 4-man Salas and orb. Yeah, that's huge.
So Denny's obviously eating his breakfast this morning, not out partying late at night. The rest of the Na'Vi team might have to try and keep up with him. Yoki's looking for another jump up here on the top lane, but he's not going to find it. This is also one of those things from a Legion Commander we have to keep tabs on. How many duels do you actually go into which you're capable of winning?
He was going to get the second win on the puck, but then he got swapped.
Yeah, that VS.
It's very unfortunate.
It's the perfect pickup against this. But Silent in the next team fight will have his BKB, and we should still flag the fact that Empire, like, if they had an RP
Dire's
for that
middle
fight,
tower
it would have been
is under
so
attack.
much closer.
Take a look at Puck, Toby.
He can't have a...
Radiant's
What?
top tower is under
Okay.
attack.
Cool.
He actually just
Dire's
bottom
bottom
minus.
tower
the
is
greed
under
in late
attack.
game.
The greed is real. The greed is fully real. You could have put that money into an ultimate orb and gone into your
Radiant's
side
top
device,
tower
but
is under attack.
I think his logic behind it is that
bottom
he knows they
tower is
kind of
under
like need to go
attack.
and fight, but at the same time he understands that if they won't win those fights, they will instantly lose the game. But if you have Midases, you can go for those fights and you can still gain enough gold to keep you going.
that's probably also the only way you
And
can
XP
keep
as
up
well.
with someone like the Gyrocop, because Gyrocop is getting close to hitting 10k net worth at the moment.
I think Huvos is maybe a bit unfarmed. I don't know what's happening.
They're getting some vision right now. Always want to fly is the nearest one for them. And then the fissure, jump in by Dendi, make sure they get the silence with the time walk as well. Simple kill, but that was a 4-man smoke move on a warning trip, as well as, I think more importantly, they wanted the mid kill.
Yeah.
Like to not only take the tier 1 tower, but to bring down
Dire's
resolution.
structures are fortified.
They need to head out for those objectives right
Dire's
now.
middle
They
tower
just,
is under
I
attack.
know towers don't actually provide so much gold anymore,
Dire's middle
but it's the
tower
map control
has
that
fallen.
matters so much.
Yeah. It really, like, this whole game of Dota has turned from, wow, gold is everything, to map control. And the
Yeah.
ability to actually win a team fight is everything.
Yeah. The map control is severely underrated right now.
Legion Commander is working her way towards that blade mail. The full thing isn't over on the courier just yet, so a little bit more work to be done here by Yoki. But the Magnus is starting to build into what I can assume will be a 4-staff. Trying to increase his
Dire's
aggression
top
range,
tower is
his
under
initiation
attack.
range, sorry.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
Empire is
tower
basically
is under
redoing what
attack.
Navi just did, literally. It's the same action.
Except no smoke this time around, but they do get the duel over on a boss. Where's Funny? The Chrono will go and actually call the relocating heroes. Solo and Silent there, each trapped himself down to skew a back. There's still no kill. Actually, there's a Legion Commander who died first. Funny will fall directly after as well as the Wisp. Then Van's got to follow too. The Dream Call from Denny trying to control him, but Silent's BKB just breaks free of it.
That RP, man, that was fantastic. He
Radiant's
literally,
bottom tower
like,
is under
next to the
attack.
Chrono in the pixel, and he RPs 2
Dire's
heroes,
top tower has
and he actually
fallen.
just saves his teammates by doing it.
Radiant's middle tower is under
I
attack.
didn't actually realize that a Vorse got that close to the
Radiant
Chronosphere.
structures are
Like, when that
fortified.
happened.
Yeah.
It's like I got
get
Funny,
fucked up.
Funny got the perfect Chrono, locking out the Wisp as well as the Gyrocopter.
But then they get caught themselves too.
Yeah, that's when everything went downhill. But that's also like the downside about these heroes. Like your range really isn't
Radiant's
that
bottom
great
tower
for
has
any of
been
these guys to
denied.
try and fight. Like the VS like attack range is so small. Razor, I don't think Puck either. Like,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think Puck and Razor both have 600 range. That's plenty.
we got 550 over on the Puck. The VS though is really stunted. Like it's an attack range of 400. The swap range is kind of like what like the only thing it is all about.
Yeah.
Which is still only level 1 at the moment.
Radiant's top tower
And Dendi
is
actually
under
decided to
attack.
not go for the side. I guess you think when you pick up something like a Hanamitis, you go for your tier 3 items next. Like you build for late game, but he's actually building in for a Yule Scepter.
Yeah, that's what they do against Kyrato.
Radiant's top
Because if you
tower
get
is under
silence, you have no
attack.
way out. And then
True.
the silence is max. It's 6 seconds of silence that he can get rid of.
Yeah. He can also cause a lot of problems for the Legion Commander too.
Yeah, it's great against Blink heroes as well.
Radiant
It actually cancels
structures
the
are
big
fortified.
Tier 1 Tower's going to be a TP up here, looking for a denial Navi. Oh, that's going to Dream Call start sticking around for it. Look at the kill on the tower as Razor, there's a relocate save out. He stole 56 points of damage, but Solo has managed to drag Silent all the way back to
I
base.
think Navi needs to be careful. When they come back, Terracotta is leaving the race.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
Poor
is under
Solo.
attack.
He knew he was dead. Actually, maybe he's not. He tenders up to the creep wave. Is on the run. In the meantime, the VS will die, and Solo,
that was huge.
back to base. He'll survive. The VS died in the mid lane. In the meantime,
That was so good.
not as great as a Shadow Blading Wisp, but I'm gonna say props. Props. The creep wave timing was perfect for him, though.
I was very surprised that they didn't just go back to Gyrocopter as well, though. I guess they were afraid that maybe if Void ported in them, they could all follow up with a Chrono. So otherwise, they go back and they kill them. They can't fight them.
Well, Navi has so far been very aggressive in those kind of situations. Like they've brought
Yeah,
2 or
that's
3
true.
heroes in there to try and ensure kills here and there.
And they have no vision whatsoever in that area.
But they just played it safe and relied on Solo to not throw, which he didn't.
Nope. Not really too.
Then he's looking for a chance up here on the top lane, but he's not going to get it. Yoki's already moving himself back out again. It's just easy farm for now for both these sides. Still got to watch Gyrocopter very, very closely. This guy has such high net worth. He actually built a Yasha and is going directly into Butterfly.
That is a very good pickoff though. Void Chronosphere got nerfed, so now evasion does work in Chrono.
Yep.
So then you won't die to Void if it just Chronos you. He's just gonna miss too much. Unless the RNG gods, of course.
Or he buys a Monkey King bar, but even then, like...
He's so far from it.
Yeah. I mean, he is running the head of Midas, but yeah, at this point it would take him a very, very, very long time to get there. And it's not going to be like Puck, who didn't go to Scythe of Vice, so you don't have the evasion removal from that. Whoop, Blink in, Skewer, they got a boss, that's a big one. Into 5 Furies, he'll trigger his own PKB and the Plasma Field, Vincere on 3, and then in comes Dendi. It's a 3-man silence of the corner! It caught the rest of Empire in position! It's huge damage, almost a full team wipe for Na'Vi going their way. Resolution, is there a time left to hold him up or slow him up? There it is finally! It's going to be a full team wipe in favor of Na'Vi. 19 to 10. They couldn't have gotten that any better. They thought for a moment, Havor's being dragged back, they could have got the kill on him, but it took forever to even do a bit of damage to him.
But that's only because he can use his BKB, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, that you either Legion ult him or you RP him. But if you just cure him, you bring him into you to tank damage with BKB. And then you have no counter initiation for all those 3 heroes in Na'Vi lineup that can initiate on you.
Yeah.
Puck, Void, and
Dire's
Shaker.
middle tower has
And then you forget that this Riser can also get swapped.
Kind of got to remember they could out our free card, you're right, from the VS. But for now, Empire, Team Fight gets blown. Of course, they still have all their ultimates. That's one upside for them.
Yeah.
It's not what they want to really run home about. And Yoki now is going to jump on Dendi. He goes for the overwhelming odds, but there's a bit of mistiming there because the orb was already thrown out. So all he had to do was just phase shift and jaunt himself away to safety. And the Legion Commander, well, I think he knew also if he just jumped in and dueled straight away, he wouldn't have enough damage to get the kill.
Empire needs to do something now, and well, it seems like they realize this is the only thing they can. Like you said, there are no ultimates for Na'Vi right now. This is the only objective they can actually get.
We'll see if Na'Vi is going to be awake to it. They've just got themselves a big item as well. The Earthshaker, he had the help of a Force to get there, but he's now got himself his Blink. So they've got their way. In fact, I'm pretty sure by that very large line being drawn by Dendi that they know what the hell's going on. Wave of Terror will reveal the fact that Roshan is being done now by Team Empire. But they've got to keep eyes on it. Remember, Chrono is up at the moment, but the Earthshaker doesn't have his ulti at the moment. The only ulti was just available, and Dendi blows a Dream Coil. So there's no control from this one. Solo now, the Chrono, it actually isolates the Wisp. They'll get the quick kill over on him. There's no follow-up. Resolution's considering it. He's got a 5-man. Okay, if you're grouping up for a 5-man RP, he doesn't get much better than that. And now he gets at least 2 of them, dragging him back into the cooldown. And will be a Force coming in close to, and then the Legion Commander dueling on Sonic. He can't get the kill. In fact, it's going to be Dendi coming back into the engagement. It's a double kill for Silent. I don't know if he'll be able to escape from this one. A 3-for-2 trade-off in favor of Na'Vi. Always Gonna Fly will TP out. But Roshan's sitting at 3,000 life points, and with the Mask of Madness Void, it shouldn't be difficult to finish the job.
But you know what the issue was there? He could have had 5-man RP, and he would have done it, but Gyrocopter had no flag cap. He used it on the ancient creeps, and then he didn't have the AoE anymore. That was just, that's when silent.
That's when farm hurts.
Tower is under attack.
And being too greedy, just...
You're finally getting the Scythe of Vice over on Dendi. But this will remove the evasion, which was just purchased up by the Gyrocopter. But there's also meaning to the Gyrocopter is bought out for this. Like there's no buyback money from anybody from Team Empire. The only 2 people who are buyback right now are Funnick and Dendi.
Yeah, I like how Dendi played in this game though. He fights, but he farms at the same time too, and now it's really paying off.
Yeah. You can see how much he's been involved in as well. Like, as a 9-3-9, he's been involved in 18 of the 22 kills of Na'Vi.
He's playing a playmake hero as a carry, and he's also making...
Should also flag, though, that most of Na'Vi's fights have been their entire team. Like, if you look at Earthshaker, he's been involved in 15 of the 22.
Yeah.
You've got Razor, who has been involved in 14 of the 22. So it's really not that difficult. The Vengeful Spirit, though, has been taking it for the team. 1-5-12 coming in for
what
VS.
are the kills then he hasn't been in? Probably the Chrono kills. He missed 4 kills out of 22.
Yeah, only a couple of them. But Razor now has the Aegis Immortal up his sleeve, and by the looks of it... Okay, yeah, that's some nice farm in there for a horse. He actually has the whole thing now. The Courier's going to make the move up. That's Nags for 28 minutes.
Now Silent realizes he needs to get more tanky. I think he will try to go for a Satanic now.
The best way to do it, actually having that lifesteal during the team fights, it's survivability more than anything else. That's what the Empire lineup we were flagging at the start was all about. Like, you got Magnus who is, like, he's decently tanky. You got a Legion Commander who's going to be healing everyone up, and you got a Wisp trying to do his work too. So if you're able to get that heal into a Gyrocopter, then Wisp can keep other heroes alive like the Legion Commander, and the Gyrocopter can be a lot more independent.
His damage is very boosted as well. Butterfly gives a lot of agility, which gives you base damage, and then that gets downed by Empire. And Empire doesn't get removed by BKB anymore either, so it can keep dealing damage during BKB as well.
Well, right now it's tier 2 for tier 2 Trey, but Na'Vi want to come high ground. That full scythe just freshly flown in for Dendi. So have that for disengagement. Resolution, RP is available. Yeah, the Razor Axe is up. But he's waiting for it. The problem is, though, Havas kind of needs to breach the high ground, die, and then use his Aghanim Scepter, because he won't survive for long enough.
Yeah, but at the same time, without the ultimate, though, they cannot kill the tower.
Yeah, true.
But they do not have to force anything right now. This edge is, if they get those bottom towers, then that's just fine, as long as they don't lose their mid tower.
Gives your helm now up on the Gyrocopter. Slowly he'll get to his Satanic. I say slowly for a guy who's 17,000 net worth in this match right now. But as you can see, after that last big fight, the drastic change does kick in there for Na'Vi. Up in gold and experience, breaching over 12k and 14k.
It's map control, right? The towers that are missing, it's not allowing him to have enough space to farm. Right now he's sitting in base and he's afraid to go anywhere. Like,
where can he really go?
Well, they want to play on the bottom side of the map because they have a Wisp as well, so they can always port in anywhere on the map. But then their vision on the bottom jungle is just limited anyways.
Yep.
And this is where Na'Vi could just buy a gem and just get insane good map control. And then it's so difficult to stay anywhere. Yeah, the FNG is even new.
Empire actually doing something interesting because their timing is really bad for this. Like, it's impossible for them to know. But they're coming out to try and check out. Okay, when you shockwave the top creep wave, that should also flag something's going on. But they're trying to get control of the jungle back again.
Yeah, but Resolution bought a gem. That's a good trick.
But Dendi has been through like this entire jungle, farmed it all up, and then just switched towards the bottom lane to keep his push going. This guy's up to another 2.3k gold.
Yep.
Like, he's got more farm than the Razor as well as the Void at the moment. Fine jumps in, he goes for the Chrono. They caught Sam, the Relocate's coming in right now. Then the swap, it will actually be the duel finishing off Earthshaker. He's gone down already, pumped to forward, Funnick is losing too much life points. Silent, he's just able to stand his ground here. Razor starting to steal the damage, but is coming in very, very late while Resolution brings out the 4th member of Na'Vi. They want to get a Vorse as well if they can get close enough for it. The Blink's not cooled down. He doesn't have Fury, doesn't have RP, so he's taking all the damage from Razor, but they're finally able to slow him down solo, melting under the lightning, and that will actually be, what, 1 kill off for the Aegis the Immortal. It's not done yet.
It's unnecessary to dive this Razor. He has no Aegis. There's no point in killing him.
Silent might have overstayed his welcome right now. The Orb, WAU sending him up and towards the air. They don't have the side device available at the moment. It's 140 points of stolen damage and a Vorst. And they bring down both the Skywrath Mage as well as the Gyrocopter.
Yeah.
So Empire, they won the fight, but they just gave a double kill to Dendi at the end of it.
Yeah, there was no reason to dive that Razor at that point. Like, you killed him once, okay, but you take a lot of damage and you don't get the objective as well. And then you also get the potential for buyback puck, and this is the result of it.
Yeah. And the buyback puck getting kills makes it all worthwhile. And now they just move towards the tier 2 tower. Like, his buyback is... I'm so surprised he found out that jungle can, because he's still got the buyback penalty. So he got no money for it whatsoever.
XP, right?
That's true. You do actually take the experience, you don't take the gold.
It's good.
So they're going to take the tier 1 towers in the bottom lane now. You're looking at, okay, so Dendi for the buyback, sure it cost him money, but he had so much of it to spend anyway.
He was worth it, for sure.
They just forced the tier 1 tower. May as well fortify, because he'll come back off cooldown again once this thing goes down. But that's the last refresher that Empire is going to have from the tower deaths.
You see the issue of the backfire there? Now Gyrocopter is dead, so they cannot have any kind of split push up, then they lose another tower.
Well, Resolution's trying to keep the pressure on that middle lane as far as he possibly can. But the tier 2 tower is toast. Like, that's an Aghanim's Razor. Mystic Flare is trying to keep him away from the tower, but that's not going to work from Always Wanna Fly. So, Na'Vi, they take 2 towers, take a nice little fight in mid. But you do still have Silent, even after his death, that Satanic is getting very, very close for him. We're 33 minutes in, and he's getting close. He's got 18.5k net worth. That's a lot of money to play around with.
Very delayed though. He died, like, in the last 2 fights he died.
Yes.
Dying gonna carry this stage is huge, actually.
But it does also show you the potential for the team fight from Empire. Like, he literally, in this middle lane, he sat in this box the entire time while everyone fought inside of this little area here.
Yeah.
Like, it's the perfect place to actually fight.
That was just Na'Vi though. Like, Funny went in a place where he had no backup, and in order for them to go and actually help him, they had to stack up in a weird place.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if Na'Vi just fights properly, I think they should have every single fight.
No, I would agree on that. But the bigger this gyro gets, the less I'll agree.
Plus, Phoenix needs to actually keep in mind that Wisp can always be behind Gyrocopter and port him back home. So going for a solo Chrono on Gyrocopter is, I don't think it's a good.
Yeah. It was probably one of those hopeful, we get this and then we can push high ground kind of thing. And if it doesn't work, hey, it doesn't work. We'll still have confidence in ourselves to just keep the fight going.
Well, if it doesn't work, they kind of hit like they did.
Yeah.
Regeneration.
Earthshaker, the fissure, just on the wrong side. If it was on the other side, he probably would have still just be able to blink himself away out of time, because Na'Vi weren't anywhere near him. A lot of pressure being applied by Team Empire on the top lane though. Silence, Solo, and Resolution, all waiting for the opening, and they'll find one, but on just a solo Razor, it's not going to work. And especially a Razor who is about to get his refresher orb. This is another one of those things where I actually look at the BKB nerf as a buff. Because you lower the BKB timer, like, but it's, I mean, you raise it on the lowest point. It's 5 seconds now. So technically with the refresher orb, you still get yourself a 10-second BKB.
Yeah. But at the same time, you're not tanky though. He's looking to higher his damage, but I don't think they need more.
They're gonna go again. Boy, Chrono, he could Always Wanna Fly. Solo starts to relocate. He's gonna pull Always Wanna Fly out. He tethers him, but he couldn't get him out in time. Dendi got the Yule Scepter up, interrupting him for the moment. And now Funnick, he actually BKBs and TPs out, leaves Dendi for dead. And Resolution, well, Dendi maybe not so dead. He's gonna rocket on the back of him though. He needs a TP out in time. The rocket will chase him across the map though.
Yeah, that was very well played by Dendi again. Really fast reactions. I was looking at Wisp, you know how you can see the icon when he uses ultimate? You could see the timer on the icon, like above, and he was literally like a pixel away from getting done.
Got him. Love that ability. So 26-16 on the board, and Team Empire, well, okay. They're going to be forced to fight again pretty shortly. Like, there's no Dream Coil, there's no Void Chrono, but Dendi, Yule Scepter up. He's got Dagon plus the Sacrifice. It's a level 2 Dagon as well. He wants to pump into Silence. Well, triggers nothing. In fact, he just runs himself away with the phase boosts. While Lavorce is the man that uses the BKB. They're ready to fight. The duel starts on Dendi. The BS wants it straight back out again. There's your RP offense score. Short range Q is trying to get the kill on Dendi, but not going to be enough. But it's still a 1-for-1 trade-off. Always going to find now. Going to make it a double kill, but it's Lavorce with that lightning damage. He turned on the double ulti. That's where Empire is real trouble fighting. But look at Solo. He's trying to come after the kill. With the Wisp Spirits, it's almost enough if he didn't get hit by a Faceless Void. In the meantime, Silent able to bring down the Earthshaker up on that high ground. And Funnick Chrono catches 2 of them. Dendi, he is on 80 life points, but he can still help out for the kill as he's jumping over with the Plasma Field. Silence with 1 hit, and he can't get him. It's the entire of Empire being wiped, gems being dropped, and Na'Vi fighting with 2 heroes below 20% of their life points.
Yeah, that puck should have died. Like, anybody helping the Magnus with the puck would have died, and this wouldn't.
This is just one of those times where it just feels like Empire is not finding the solid fight they want.
Yeah, they're not finding the team play yet. So.
Dire's top tower.
But then again, they have a new player, so
that's the first game of the day. Come on, everyone takes a while to warm up. Well, Funnick, Always Wanna Fly. Funnick just BKBs. He doesn't care. He forces the fortification out, which is probably even bigger. Oh, the duel. They caught him. And that should actually be a win here to Yoki. And they do have it. So finally, some extra bonus damage. 42 points up for that now. And Funnick will go down on this top lane.
But this is what I mean though, see, like if they catch you with Legion and you're alone, you die so easily. Imagine that Void didn't have a BKB pop. You saw how fast he was going down without taking damage from the Blade Mill because he had BKB up.
Yeah.
But if the BKB is down and the Blade Mill is up, it just melts.
If always want to fly had a little bit more mana up his sleeve, he would have considered that actually having a crack advance score then. Just walk down for a bounty rune. They've got all the vision in the world for it. Just want a quick pick up if they can find one, but there's no mana income, like there's no real good mana regeneration for always want to fly. He has to go back to base every single time.
They got that going.
Vanscore's watching him so closely right now, and the orb from Dendi, he's actually got a DD rune activated too. So he's dishing out almost 350 points of damage every pop. But yeah, Navi is very much aware of what's going on. You're missing every single person from the lane, and they're all hovering around the pit.
Good buyback though. Like he could have actually just bought back and walked there. Now they're kind of giving it for free.
I think they want to try and counterfight this. It's too late. It's way too late for a Vorst. And he actually gets sealed up here. The blink, but not coming in time. He blinks himself away to safety.
I don't think he was ever in trouble. The silence doesn't prevent him from moving. He also has you.
True. You actually do wonder, like, you ask yourself the question, how do you control Puck? Like, is there even really a way, like, you want to seal him, he's going to use, and then just blink himself away or phase shift. And you want to try and blink him with the initiation from Legion Commander, he's going to be quick enough to get away. Same for the RP kind of thing. It's...
Well, it's hard, right? What happens usually, if you have better vision, then you can actually do it. Like, think that Puck doesn't see you when you're Legion, and then you see the Puck. So you could just blink out to him and ult him, he doesn't expect it. So then it takes insane reaction to actually touch that. But if Puck sees you and you don't see him, then it's just, you don't have any chance of doing it.
Yeah.
Only way you could engage is if you had a Rubik. That's pretty instant.
But Empire don't have anything like that. Their supports are a little bit more... Well, you can't really say, oh, you picked a Wisp and a Skywrath Mage. Oh, maybe you should have picked something else.
No, it's not like that.
Because these support heroes work perfectly with Team Empire. Like you got Solo, who's always going to be buffing up San. I'm still looking at San at 21,000 net worth.
Yeah, but I think the biggest issue right now for Empire is that when they be fighting, they haven't realized that they just want to wait people to go on Gyrocopter and just port him back. It's kind of what you want to do. You wait one chrono on Gyrocopter and then you port him back, and you come back and there's no chrono, and then you can have a better fight. Now that he has an Aegis, it's also easier to do. Even if he dies in the chrono, he has a second life.
Yeah.
So they should try to force the issue, but...
Is this one of these games where we should be looking at a Rapier coming in for the Gyro as well? Like once the Aegis Immortal times out, will Empire get themselves to a point where they just need that quick, high damage output?
They might get to that point, but I don't think he can go for it right now.
Well,
and I think if he plans on going for one, I think he goes Manta, so he can have more survivability.
Yeah.
He can dodge a VS stun with it actually, it's pretty good.
Well, so far he's just walking around with the Yasha. He still actually hasn't finished the Manta style yet.
Yeah.
So maybe Manta and then look towards your bigger item.
You might just sell it as well for all we know.
Yeah. Is there really any other better like tier 3 items you can put onto a Gyrocopter in the late game?
Well, he might need an MKB if Void goes for a Butterfly, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
I don't know.
You just want more damage, right?
Void's never going to get to a Butterfly.
Probably not.
And the Puck's not going to buy one either. Like, this Puck is still walking around trying to go for a solo kill build. Like, you got a level 4 Dagon over on Dendi, and now he can basically afford the level 5 Dagon. Like, he's maxed that out completely. The only thing left to sell is the Hand of Midas.
Yeah. Plus, like, Void, there's always better items to go for. I would say Refresher is actually huge in this. You can always afford to waste one chrono, they can put wherever out if they want, it doesn't matter. They come back any chrono.
Well, for now, both teams just seem to be very, very happy about farming. How's Razor looking? Haven't seen his next item progression for a while. After he picked up the Refresher and Aghanim Scepter, we kind of like, yeah, he's pretty good farmed. He's got another 4,000 gold over on that Razor. His BKB is definitely down to 5 seconds, however. But really, it's not going to take long for a Vorst to buy something bigger. And what do we even look for him? Do we look for something like an Assault Cuirass? Do we look for like a team fight supporter?
Shiva's maybe, actually. I think Shiva's pretty nice.
Would you get a Shiva's card when you know Puck could also purchase a Shiva's?
Well, I don't think Dendi wants to do that.
Well, you would think like Dendi would go like, what, E-Blade?
Yeah, I think E-Blade is probably better, actually. Just for the burst damage.
Will be one way to ensure you get. Well, then again, you actually don't need to
Radiant's
E-Blade
top tower
onto
is
the
under
Scarab or the
attack.
Wisp, because they both got Ghost Scepters.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're
But,
already
I
going to get bonus
think his
damage.
game plan though is to actually deal a lot of damage to core heroes, not supports.
Radiant's top
Which means you
tower
need the
has
E-Blade onto the
fallen.
Legion Commander.
Yeah, exactly. You jump with a Hex and then you have E-Blade with Dagon and nukes and then there's a Shaker to follow up and whatnot. They have plenty of spells to follow up with. But they could potentially just burst someone out instantly with one Hex and nuke.
Dacre, speaking of him, he's able to pick up a new item as they're all chasing a Dendi illusion. It's not a real one right now. And Venskill's getting a lot of space in the bottom lane too, and this is going to primarily give him level 16. Like, not just from like farming up this wave, but it's getting him closer towards that level 3
Yeah, he
swap.
really needs that. I think a Blink would be really nice on him. So he can just sit back and not be worried that he might get RP'd or something. He can save people.
Avoid having a leap for always on a fly. But they're being watched. This observer ward's watching the just the secret shop on the sidelines. But yes, actually finishing up a Vladimir's offlane. So helping out the team. Yep, and there goes your Aegis the Immortal. So they've managed to wait it out. And Roshan's got almost the maximum spawn timer as well. That's just, well. So if these teams are waiting for him, they'll have to be waiting for about 5 more minutes.
I still don't know if I agree with the VADs though. I think he just needs to be able to sit behind and make sure that he's safe and ready to save whoever gets Legion up. I think that should be his primary focus, not giving our or anything.
And we have been watching him playing a very like defensive style, like Navi. Like they're taking no risks here. These guys, remember, you still lost a best of 5 up against this team.
Yeah,
just like 2 days ago is when that happened. So you don't want to take the risk, and that's probably also the reason why Havors isn't going a butterfly here and he's going in for the heart build instead.
Havors went for a heart actually, but I still think Shivas is a great choice.
Dendi, he needs to jump again. Resolution, he's going to see him on the sidelines, and that's instantly into the Hex. He'll have the Euro Scepter as well to buy the rest of his team some time to finish it, but the BKB from Resolution, funny, he's going to ulti him, but he's got no way to get in there. The Fissure has actually blocked up the one path to get into the tree line. It wastes the BKB time, and then Dendi puts him down with the Dagon, and that's the gem being dropped and stolen by the Earthshaker.
Control. It's gone all of a sudden. I was I don't know, surprised I guess that Dendi didn't just use the Dagon right away for the damage on Magnus. He hexed and then he just hit, he didn't use any.
Legion Commander being a bit of a slippery little sucker on the top lane. Will be able to just TP yourself away. So we go 32-19. Really, Empire have to do something about this game, and it is actually going to be Rapier build for the Gyrocopter. We're sitting at 16,000 net worth and 18,000 in the experience, and he has the Demon Edge. It could still be the Monkey King bar, but after he looks at the Razor and realizes that's not a butterfly, there's no reason to do it unless you're worried you'll drop the Rapier.
He needs to YOLO in kinda.
Yeah.
They need this big team fight where Gyro can hit them, kill them, and then go in kinda.
Because Empire's just too far behind right now.
Yeah, exactly.
They need the risky item to push them ahead.
Oh, on the bright side for them, Legion is getting close to an AC. If he gets the Kuras, then they have something going at least.
On the downside for him, they won't even have time to actually farm up this Rapier.
Yeah.
Because the push is coming from Na'Vi, so they're going to try and take top ranks right now. And Empire have to throw everything they've got to keep them out.
Dire's top
And,
tower
well,
is
Havors
under
doesn't care.
attack.
He just walks up towards the high ground. The catapult's going to come in and they
Dire's
deny the
top
tower straight away.
has been denied.
So the ranks are completely exposed. There is the fortification available here from Team Empire if they want to keep him out. This rocket spam coming the way of Razor. Remember, there is no Aegis the Immortal this time around, so he is susceptible,
Dire's
but
top
his
barracks
ulti's already
has
brought
fallen.
down the rain tracks. It's at half-life, but that's still half-life, and that's 2,000. It's not that bad for him.
Skyrite is trying to just keep nuking him so he doesn't get the heart region back. But
Radiant's
they can
bottom
just wait it
tower
out.
is under attack.
Well, this is a way to get in. Is there any observer wards? I don't think there is from the Dire side. They have no idea about what's going on. Silent.
Okay.
He moves forward up to try and keep this farm going because he knows it. Like, you can see him. He's sitting 200. 200 is all he really wants to try and achieve here.
But then he's not there yet.
No, he's not. It's so close yet so far away. But at the same time, if he had spent that money and is in this current position right now, he'd probably be a little bit more,
And
worried.
he's probably thinking like, I could fly cannon this wave, but then he thinks about it. If I do it though and they go in, I won't have it for the fight and then we probably lose.
The flat cannon cooldown timer, it
30
really,
seconds.
it crippled him.
That's
really
what you like
crippled the
being melee,
Gyro.
right?
Because that's what it always used to be. Like you had like the lower cooldown time, which means you Divine Rapier, like you get 2 of them off during a team fight.
Yeah.
As opposed to just the one of them at the very, very start now. So you don't really get as much power out of the Gyrocopter when he does go such a build. And right now, I don't think you really can even afford to do that. But then again, what's he really going to do? Like, if he's forced to buy back, then Nafi just wait out for the next Roshan. And he won't be able to find enough space to farm up that Sacred Relic in the time. So you could, yeah.
I mean, you do have a good point though. Like right now, you see how he's farming this way with Gyrocopter. If they jump him in the Hex and they just kill him right now, he's forced to buy back, and then there's no Divine for a long time.
Yep. And there's no savior.
Yeah.
There's no savior for him. Like Solo is keeping
Wisp
his
is
distance.
there, but Puck can probably cancel it.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing it pretty well so far.
He has been doing it.
I remember that savior he tried to do on the bottom lane solo, and then the Yule stepped to send him up into the air. He's like, but I was meant to be the savior.
Yeah.
It just didn't work for him.
Solo played it right though, like he didn't show. Often people, when they use relocate, they just tether right away. They forget that there's a delay on the DP as well, which is like about 2 seconds. And then if you tether at the last very second, then it's always better. Less chance of getting interrupted.
Well, I'm hoping the teams can soon sort out their TeamSpeak delay problem. Get ourselves back into the game. Of course, we have more action coming up later today as well. There's a lot of action coming up on the main stage, but you'll also be able to watch Team Tinker. They'll be playing up against the Sneaky Nyx Assassins.
I'm curious how that's gonna go, man. I'm also interested to see how it goes. They're using a player which is who's playing as a stand-in for them for this tournament. Ush. Yeah. So he'll be playing in this tournament too, and to see what Fluffer stuff has in store. Yeah.
I would like to see it, because up against Team Tinker, obviously Team Tinker coming in as a like hands down, they're performing really well.
I mean, from what I saw, they don't exactly play standard, if I could call it that way. They like doing void carry and stuff. You don't see that very often those days.
Well, right now, Na'Vi and Empire, it looks like, well, one of the guys is ready to go again, so yep, good, go. We're going to start our game up again, and we'll see how Silent's going to fare. As Dendi, he can look at him, the plants of field, there's just swap. They pull Silent back, but he got his BKB off into the cooldown. Venscore forced out, they duel over on the Earthshaker. Legion Commander's going to win this duel as well. Walks away. The gem's going to be dropped then, and then no one's coming out for it. They are not, no one's confident. In fact, Skyrath even, like there's one sitting on his doorstep and he buys a new one. They are not risking any positioning here.
That was so chaotic though. Like you expect when they...
Oh, is it a fly? So quick. Okay. So quick on the death. He's a Skyrath mage up against a Dagoning Puck. And even then, was that even the Dagon? I don't think it was. I don't even think that was even the Dagon.
Divine if he's in the career now.
Most welcome.
Well,
he's kind of saving for Skyrath, but I think he needs to go.
Dire's structures are
fortified. He's turned the first ulti on, and they've forced the fortification out here from Team Empire.
Under attack.
Silent, yeah, he's not doing it just yet, man. He's actually getting slowed up, and the boss just takes the melee racks. The rocket, it will be able to connect if he wants to BKB or not. They just destroy, in fact.
You see, when the rocket is at max, they can just kill it as well. It takes 2 hits, but then when he's max, it's 5 hits. Then it probably hits.
Where is Empire going to go? We haven't seen Silent purchase anything just yet. No.
He's sending the queer. He's sending the queer. Oh, actually, maybe it's...
It's the Assault Cuirass.
Yeah, maybe it's just
Legion.
Yoki wanting
but
to buy.
Legion's short by 200.
Yeah, he doesn't have the money yet.
Yep. He needs a little bit more space and time. Yeah, I got a feeling the Silent doesn't want to buy it at all.
No, I think he's just scared. But he needs to realize that even if he buybacks, he won't have the damage to kill them. And if his team gets wiped, he can take buyback as well.
Now the rocket's coming in. Instantly, Dendi is going to ping that thing out. I don't think a single rocket will ever connect. And this is the downside of that rocket.
Yeah.
But Silent's going to make a decision sometime soon. Like, sure, they're stuck inside their base, but it's going to keep doing this chip damage. Like, refreshes off cooldown, the boss turns on the ulti, and they'll just come in. They'll do this bit by bit. Empire are going to be forced to make some kind of move here. Razor triggers the BKB, but remember, he's going to refresh her off anyway. The swap, it comes, and they got Silent. That's the big one right there. That'll be his buyback straight away. And maybe the fight, the duel over on Dendi. That's not enough. Resolution gets the RP, but it came too late. Now the drag back, bringing it force up towards the high ground. But he just stands his ground and wants to keep fighting. Will it be enough? The Chrono, it calls San inside the BKB. His BKB's worn off, and Funny's going to deal direct damage in Solo, trying to keep him alive, but then he's still here at boss on 140 life points. Maybe he can't get close enough. Maybe there'll be enough. He just got buffed up by the Legion, allowing for a triple kill on Silent. Well, that buyback was all of a sudden worth it, and Dendi dies inside the base. They didn't bring down the racks, and Silent's got 5.8k gold.
Suddenly he can afford buying Divine.
Especially when there is Roshan up. He can drop the Yasha.
Yeah, he could drop the Yasha.
Pick up the Divine Rapier, and that way he's got insurance as well. And maybe I was wrong about the money. Did he buy something else? He bought Monkey King Bar. There's double javelins on the courier.
You saw what I meant about the Vengeful Spirit having to sit behind and be ready to swap the spot?
Yep.
That didn't happen, and the fight dies. And that caused the fight, I think.
Well, right now, Empire just got the biggest break they could have asked for. An Aegis Immortal as well as a Cheese to come into their lineup. They got on top of the fight. And Na'Vi, they'll have to well, go back to the drawing board. At the same time, they do still have this range ranks almost dead in the middle lane, and they have the top lane advantage. But if Team Empire push, they can push very, very quickly. So
at the same time, you see how much they set the Legion Commander back. He's 200 away from AC. Now he's 1,250. I think he's pretty sad, man.
Yeah, that's it's a rough time, but give him some space. Like, he's already got his cleave damage, so he can farm up nice and quickly. And they've just got a fresh Crimson Guard over on Solo.
You know what I would have liked of him, actually? I think it would have been nice if he went for Lotars over the AC. Just find kills. With Lotars, you can scout and you can see if someone is camping the enemy, and you can go pretty aggressive in lanes.
That's true, but at the same time, there's also 3 gems in circulation.
Okay. So I mean, they only carry 1, though. They don't even have
Na'Vi don't have it. They ended up dropping it after the last fight.
Yeah, but you only carry 1 in one place, and then if you see that here, you can blink away. So you should be relatively safe.
I'm actually wondering too if it's really necessary to have resolution with a gem and always want to fly it with a gem. Because with the amount of team wipes we've seen so far during this series, that's a lot of damage. Denny's going butterfly. No, is this E-Blade or butterfly?
Have you noticed that Jericho didn't go for Divine, actually? Bought an MKB?
Yeah, that's what I was flagging that just as they're going down for Roshan. So he decided not to go balls to the wall. Yet.
I'm surprised, honestly. When you have Aegis, you kind of do want to go for it. But then again, when Aegis is gone, you can still design.
Then he's about to swap his Midas out for the Eagle Song. It's just sitting on the courier right now.
Panic went for Refresher as well. That's the best choice, I think.
So they got double Chronos, they have direct damage, they have double Razor ultimates.
Yep. And then there's double RP and second life arrow.
Gonna be a brutal fight coming up. Every single ulti is off cooldown and doubled. Apart from, actually, yeah, double RP from Magnus, yep.
But it should still be a good fight for Na'Vi if you think about it, because Empire are the ones that need to go and force it. So it means they won't have any kind of vision. Their positioning should not be better.
There's that E-Blade we're talking about over on Dendi, so he's completely finished that.
Yeah, he wants to burst.
I'm still thinking what would happen if Na'Vi get their positioning even slightly wrong. Like, that's where I think Empire need to have better vision across the map.
Yeah.
You can see where they're putting the wards down. They're trying to keep tabs on like the top lane pushing inside their own jungle, but Na'Vi's watching them on the bottom lane just as well.
But they have a gem in there. They're just not checking it though. And the issue I think it is that he can't blink up on that hill actually. It's unblinkable. But they need to use the courier, but he's not realizing it. He's just assuming they don't have one.
One right there. Phonic jumps in, he goes on resolution. That's a quick death. That's a very, very quick death. The extra gem will be dropped. Dendi actually almost killing the courier with one hit too. And Yoki jumping in, looking for some kind of duel. Phonic though, he's going to go second corner, but the duel got off in time. And will he have enough damage? Phonic is dropping low. Yoki will become the winner of this duel. And then support rolls in. E-Blade Dagon destroys the Legion Commander. Refresher Orb will go again here from a boss. Solo's going to mount here. The Crimson Guard trying to protect. He's running himself away up towards the high ground. Needs someone to actually tether himself into, but it won't happen. The VS swapping him back closer towards the Razor. And that's 3 heroes down. The Faceless Void was lost. And the ultis are also wearing off here for the Razor, but they'll still do the damage towards the mid.
It's very risky by resolution. There's like, at that moment, you know you won't have a buyback. So all you ever need to do is just sit behind the recall and make sure you will not have enough and be ready to counter the machine. And then Vengeful Fury was once again not there to make, so
Dire's courier has been killed.
And he killed the courier.
yeah.
That courier actually had the refresher orb of silence on it. It has the full refresher. Wait, what? No, that one's been flying in to pick up the full refresher. Is he looking for double call down and double BKB or?
I don't know.
What is that?
Maybe.
Dire's bottom
Well,
tower
bottom
is
lane's
under
about to
attack.
have the Razor ulti turned on it again. So 1 second now it's off cooldown. Of course, waste no time whatsoever. There's no fortification to protect these buildings.
I would say this
Dire's
is
bottom tower has fallen.
left to do.
Yeah, they're hoping that the RP can do something. If Silent gets killed off beforehand, he already gets E-Blade Dagon, he's got the Aegis Immortal up his sleeve. Jump out, RP only hits on Van Score. He'll secure it back up. Now there is a second RP available if you refresher orbs, and then he can go again, but Van Score will drop. There's your blink in, RP over on 2, Silent. He gets up a double kill. Now the Aegis will trigger. Resolution will finally get dumped down by the Earthshaker.
Dire's middle tower
But
is
Silent
under attack.
remains alive. The bottom melee Rax remains alive. Their tier 4 towers are most definitely under siege.
Dire's middle
Now
tower
this is,
has
sorry
fallen.
Silent time, get yourself the Rapier. You need the damage output. Let Solo do his work. They need the extra damage.
Yeah.
Or else they'll never win these fights in time because Na'Vi will just roll, like, they'll kite them out or they'll hold them in position too long.
He's not too far from it, but I would still say it's not realistic for Empire to win anymore at this point. 'Cause even though they win a team fight, Na'Vi should be ready to buy back with all of the heroes.
But then again, if you look at the buyback status, only Razor has buyback.
Venge and Shaker are not even close to it.
Very problematic for Team Empire, but there's never over while there's a gyrocopter on the field, especially a gyrocopter with a Wisp. Because, I mean, the survivability and push power you've got is still quite crazy.
But you could tell though how much Scarab fades from mid to late game. Especially when there's no setup. The only setup is Legion, but they haven't gotten that right at all.
He's actually finishing it, because the courier's spawning up in 1 minute's time. He's refusing to go Rapier, and he's going to go a refresher orb on the gyrocopter.
I think he's going Incant because he keeps getting hexed and then they go on him.
He has a refresher orb. It's the full refresher on the courier.
You sure?
Yeah, that's what died before. So
Okay.
it's 100% a refresher orb on a
And the
gyrocopter.
Lincolns then, because he has the Perseverance, like...
No,
Oh, okay.
yeah, for refresher come
No,
with me.
I thought... yeah. I thought he had it fully on the courier, and then he's buying.
No. It's the rest of it's on the courier. But he needs to wait 30 more seconds before he's got that. But I'm still trying to understand the logic. If it's just meant to be so he has double Satanic, double BKB. It does actually mean that at least he gets 2 flat cannons off during a team
Yeah,
fight.
he really likes the damage.
Huh?
He really does.
Well, that's one way to do it. Now bottom lane's being forced again. Forced. Triggers his BKB, refresher orb to go again, and this being now the second ulti. Legion Commander gonna get dual blast, not even the dual blast, Chrono up, and then a second Chrono. He got Resolution as well as Silent. That's the bigger kill right now. Silent, there is no, well actually yeah, there's a buyback now available. He'll come back to the world of living with his refresher orb, and he comes in to find Resolution. The RP being completely wafted, couldn't find anybody. It's a triple kill for Funning, and he'll look for more. Silent, try and turn on the damage with the call down, but it's just too much, and that will be GG. Na'Vi take game number 1 here in DreamHack Bucharest for the D2CL LAN Finals. An ultra kill for Funning just to mop it up in style. But quality play all round from Na'Vi. Team Empire though, I think though they need to they need to find their sync. Their sync is off right now.
I think in a way they need to be the ones that take the aggression to the enemy.
Yes.
I think this is probably what won Na'Vi this game, being able to pull that aggression and get away with it.
Yeah.
It gives you the map control and then you just snowball from there, kinda.
Yeah, man, I'm still like, as far as the game goes, I think Empire, like, they shouldn't be too depressed about what ended up happening. Everything didn't work too well, but coming into game number 2.